God, I wasn't recording. Yeah, sorry. Intro. We're gonna intro again.
Yo, Joe Cyrus in the building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out here with Metallicat 206, Laffy the Hitter, aka Gucci Flap Jacket, aka gonna run up on this pro tour and murk some people.
Mercum.
We're doing a little recap on last week's episode where we were talking about Dojo and kind of martial arts philosophy and how it intersects with spirituality.
Inner calm, outer strength. You know what it is.
Yep.
You know what it is.
And then that topic got broadened, and we were talking about cycles of evolution within the hominid community, not even just mankind, but
Sure.
And all the way back to the Sphinx and how the shape and the face on the Sphinx was changed over time, and how that building's actually probably older than the pyramids.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And then we talked about ancient maps that people put together, like the Hapgood map and the Piri Reis map, which were both the Piri Reis map was like an amalgamation that was put together in the 16th century.
It was a commission of all the maps.
But one part of the map that stood out was the fact that they took all these ancient maps, and to today's technology, the Antarctica region was actually mapped out beyond what any human being could have done at that time.
Like we didn't have the longboats or whatever.
Yeah, and that accuracy, actually, it showed mountains that are covered in glaciers and stuff, too, on the map.
Yeah.
So, basically, wherever the source material was, had to have actually had better technology than the time.
Yeah.
And also known stuff that wasn't around back then, common knowledge.
But
So,
see, that
ancient knowledge.
gets me to bring it all back, and what it kind of my whole focus is all the time when I try to get to like legit. I want to shoot fireballs out of my fucking hand. I don't know if it's impossible until I try my entire life to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but I'm also not trying to have niggas believe in woo shit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, but there is a certain plausibleness to certain elements in life, and then when you get, it's each small little indicator that gets me to the larger thing.
We're all just making small connections, you know?
Right.
Like it's like the whole idea. Like we talked about this, like there's between like brilliance and genius. Brilliance is like if you show me something that's complicated, but you give me the formula, I can like figure it out. Genius is making that actual leap. And it's all about like I'm just making small connections here, and it may take a lifetime, but eventually Colonel Sanders hit 72, and he was like, I figured out KFC.
Yeah. So, and for me, that is truly since college, I've been on Iron Man type suits, faster than light travel, and fucking got likeness, nigga. The likeness of got, nigga, creating fucking with sheer willpower. But when I say sheer willpower, I don't mean, I'm just gonna believe so hard. Yeah. No, I'm gonna know. Yeah. I'm saying you can predict the paths of everything in the universe with the right knowledge from observing one electron. Right?
Yeah.
That combined with willpower.
Yeah.
If you have that ability of knowledge to fucking look at just a very microcosmic quanta.
Yeah.
And have just the predictability alone would allow you to just be like, well, I know this 50-50 outcome now.
Yeah.
Like, guaranteed in the universe.
Yeah. Because this is like all the energy and all the...
Right.
This, that, whatever.
These are all the options.
The math works.
Yeah, math works. And when math working out to infinity is what allows us... Now, we're scaled by the limits of our physical being, but we also have... We control... When you wake up, I always ask people this. They always answer the same. I'm like, yo... So how much do you think you can lift every day? And they're like, I don't know, 45, 50, 60 pounds. I'm like, you realize you weigh 100 next, 200 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you move that around every day. And then they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, man, through sheer willpower, you move mass through the universe.
Yeah.
And you're telling me the force ain't real? Okay. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. But when I embrace that through sheer willpower, I'm moving shit.
Yeah.
But now it's only the things that I'm directly attached to.
Yeah.
They respond like I can put up 5 and 6 and talk.
Yeah.
Because I'm making mass.
Yeah.
Move, and then the energy of the sound itself. That's like the sheer level of infinity we tap into, as far as ratios and exponentials.
Sure.
As far as like it takes the same energy to whisper as it does to scream.
Yep.
That's there should be a lot you can do with that. And also what we've seen from evolution and like the panther, the panther howl that kind of like stuns creatures.
Sure. Yeah.
But like, does it stun them, or has it evolutionarily? What's the back and forth?
Yeah.
Does it really just stun them?
Yeah.
Or are they?
Or are they pre-programmed to be terrified into being stunned?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
It's kind of like how a duck quacks, but it doesn't echo.
Yeah. Whack. Waluigi.
No, but it's these sorts of things where it's like, the only difference between us and cavemen is our knowledge. Is what I always try to say.
Yeah.
Because
if you
Still the same brain.
Yeah. If you dumped a caveman, like if you transported like a child caveman to present day, they would just become a regular human.
Right.
Because they were regular humans. Hey, how you doing? Because they were regular humans.
Yep.
They just didn't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
And our cumulative human knowledge has got us, like fucking this iPhone that we're recording our podcast off of, which back then is like, it's just voodoo.
Just pure voodoo.
It's just pure voodoo, and you're gonna get stoned.
No, but think about this. Like,
Or you worship
to
it.
a certain degree, there's the, they do it in DC all the time, where you go back in time and you leave a computer back in time, and all of a sudden Hitler wins.
Yeah.
Right, because like this nigga had fucking like godlike, but the World War II in particular is a specific time to have something like that drop off, because it's at that perfect point of voodoo and like science, right? Because if you leave and to have the tools to be able to disassemble this, right? That's that one point in human history where I feel like if you take any future technology almost and send it back to World War II, they'd be able to at some point break it down and be like, this is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we were still using, and still use to this day, Werner von Braun's rocket technology to propel our rockets into space.
Yeah.
70 years later, 75 years later, we're still using that technology. Like, high levels.
Yeah.
No, it's wild.
Because it was such like a focal point in human history, because that was like the last time, like we still have wars and shit today, right? But that was when like motherfuckers were really like, I'm going to just dominate humanity.
Oh, all of humanity.
Because that was before the UN formed, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have like a coalition of people, like we didn't have to like stop people from doing shit. And then like Hitler was a dude who was just like, nah, fuck it. Like, I am a sovereign nation, and I will like dictate my sovereignty unto other nations in the world, and like
enforce and protect.
Enforce and protect, yeah. And then like once Hitler was defeated and everything, we're like, all right, we can't have this anymore. But if you like went back and gave him the technology, like everybody was so hesitant to stop him because people didn't know, and people also, like how much effort are you gonna put to stop somebody if they're not hurting you directly?
Yep.
It's just like that type of shit. That's why World War II is such a crazy time. Like, me and my dad would watch the History Channel all the time, and you'd, like, hear, like, the stories of, like, the heroism and the spying, and, like,
deep.
It's so deep. Like, it's, like, the heaviest shit.
The French Resistance is the strongest military the French has ever had. They're great spies and, like, counter operations people, but they do not, but it's only because when it comes to France and like anybody that's fighting for their homeland is gonna fight 10 million times harder and do much crazier shit than you can possibly imagine.
Yep.
It's like Mossad in Israel. Just like I've had friends of mine in the military who went Mossad, and they like have like little mini pyramids or whatever, and people like the Mossad agents would just run up and down these things like every day just to stay in shape. They were like no, they're special forces. They are elite. They are the elite of the elites, because this is like, for us, we do it because we're America and we're trained, and we're just like, we have to like
Stay top.
We have to like maintain a certain amount of status, but for them, it's just like, this is survival. Like, we have to do this. Like, we don't choose to do this. Like, they have mandatory military service.
No, and then have you seen, like, the Mossad shows even are pretty fucking good. The ones about the agents, where it's like, the way they train these niggas, to an extent where MI5 levels of shit.
Yeah.
When I say MI5, I mean like Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Not like some shit that seems fictitious.
Yeah.
So that you can really get into your head how real these niggas' training is.
Yeah.
Where these niggas,
it's like,
they do ops to train these niggas. They do ops on their own people that are fake, and if you get caught, you're out.
Yeah.
And you cannot be an agent.
Yeah.
You have to be able to successfully do some shit so that they can stop it in the future from being able to be done.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's like I
Sorry.
tell you all the time. There's like it's like some of the shit you see on TV is fake. Some of that shit is more real than it looks.
Yep.
It's just more real than you think it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And have you seen the Navy SEAL with there's a Navy SEAL show.
Making the cut?
No.
I was about to say.
Not a reality one. It wasn't a reality one. It was a fictionalized, like, retelling of, like, I mean, I'm saying the layers to where how niggas have made their own fucking terrorist enemies because they shot this nigga and it comes back to this and then the fucking CIA's doing that and they gotta send a SEAL. Like, this SEAL team loses a nigga every other mission.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talking about, but hitting niggas. Hitting niggas.
Yeah.
And then they also got, I love the Special Forces shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
There's this one. It's about the Turkish Special Forces.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's fucking beautiful because they talk about how they're, the Turkish warrior race and all that shit, and like this nigga, like they be losing niggas every fucking mission, legit. And but there's this one part where this nigga is stuck on a hill and he has to call in an airstrike and he's talking to this fucking fine ass, like pilot chick.
Yeah. That's real too.
You know what I mean? But he's like, they're talking, but like while they're doing this shit, talking about a date they're about to go on and shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, she's like, I got you, nigga. Like, bombs his direct location and the enemy all around that shit. And you just see her with that, like, oh, and you're like, oh, that was too real.
Yeah.
I gotta remember the name of that shit. I think it's like Wolf. It's another one of those Wolf Brigade type shows.
Yeah, man, the history in that region too, like even like the Turkish special ops and everything, that goes all the way back to the Crusades, to the Assassins,
Turkey,
Assassins.
Turkey is where actual World War III. It's all gonna revolve around Turkey. It's all gonna revolve around that region.
You know about that Anatolia region where they've uncovered like all those ancient like statues of like human faces and shit, and
I know nothing of this.
Yeah, Anatolia. It's like this lost region that's like barren deserts, like in part of Turkey that like no one really visits, not really inhabited, and they found like all these ancient monuments there and stuff.
What was the name of their because they're of the special forces in the world. People don't even, when I say special forces, I mean special forces and warrior races.
Yeah.
Like people, all of them are kind of respected amongst each other.
Yeah.
One, but like it's like French Foreign Legion, right? Mossad, of course.
Yeah.
The
Russian Spetsnaz.
Spetsnaz, all guys. Yeah. Spetsnaz got like.
Jake had my friend Jake O'Connor. He had a friend who was like a Marine sniper who like trained Spetsnaz people. And Jake told me some shit. He said he would always like try to sneak up on the student. He said once he just sees him in Hollywood and he's just walking up behind him. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get him. And he said the dude, without turning around, just like when Jake got close, he took one step backwards, turned, and just had like his fist on Jake's throat. And he just like, he's like, oh, it's just you, Jake. And he's like, yeah, it's just me. Don't kill me. And he just like,
yes, yeah. But see that I get that because that's the agreement between me and my sensei. Yeah, it's like whenever we're out there, he's like, and he wants me to train cats. My sensei, SEAL type nigga. Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about his training after people in the SEAL community talk to me. Yeah, but but the thing is, we have an agreement called surprise jujitsu where we can jujitsu each other whenever we see each other. Yeah. But then he's like, we get into this deeper war game thing where it's like, he trained kids on how to survive and do wilderness shit. Yeah. PDX trackers in Oregon, right?
Yep. Right, and those are the people that I actually know. I know like the person that was in charge of that whole thing. Yep. That's who I learned all my primitive wilderness skills from.
Yeah. I've met many of these people. I trained up in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah. You might have even trained with my head tracker dude. Yeah. It's actually really possible.
Small world. Yeah. So we got confirmation. But he trained these kids up in how to fucking do all this survival wilderness shit. He's like, I'm gonna train an army of niggas, and it's like he's like on site forever, nigga. It's war games between me and you. Niggas gonna walk up on you and mark you with the marker in a lethal spot. If you get marked, it means fucking sensei says hello. Yeah. Nigga. Yeah. You know?
It's like, what's up?
And but I get to do the same thing back though. That shit makes it fun. But also, nigga, also sometimes you just end up with a fist in your throat.
Yeah. It's just like, up.
Fuck, he got me. Fuck.
You were playing the game and you lost.
You lost. You were playing the game and you lost.
That type of shit.
Oh, but then there's like, so there's like the warrior special forces, and a lot of them are connected to the warrior cultures, right? Like a lot of American special forces after World War II are just samurai. like because of the way that warrior cultures and knowledge being passed on goes. The Turkish special forces are supposed to be like related to the Turkish culture, warrior culture underneath that has their own like. It's like the idea is that the Turkish warriors are supposed to be all special forces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that's how Marines are.
Yeah.
Like that's why Marines are special forces a long time. They're like no Marine special forces. It's like all Marines are special forces.
Right.
Like every Marine is an army in and of himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That type of shit.
Yeah. So I'm reading up on this. Like it's the region in Turkey is called Göbekli Tepe, and this is on the Smithsonian. So this is going to be conservative ass estimate.
Yeah. This is
And
it means
says
legit too.
It's at least 11,000 years old.
Damn.
And at least 6,000 years before Stonehenge.
Yeah, that's ancient.
And
Ancient.
that's the conservative estimate by the Smithsonian.
Do they have the length of time to build? Because if that's much more old, that means the length of time to build is multiple generations of niggas' lives.
Yeah, I'll look in this a little bit longer, but
I love the researcher, the fucking curator. He's Mr. Curator.
Yep.
That you know what? That's gonna be one of your new labels.
Oh,
Mr.
Mr.
Curator.
Curator.
Yeah. Well, for
It
acquisition,
sounds
it's for holdings. We need a curator for holdings.
Yeah. Shit, it writes itself.
It writes it's Mr. Curator. Call Mr. Curator. You mean the curator? Motherfucker, you call him the curator one more. Oh, fuck it. I swear I'll send you back to fucking aggressive fucking acquisitions and shit. Greedy acquisitions, nigga.
Aggressively hold you under this motherfucker. Water, niggas.
We don't. That's not waterboarding. Nah, that's just putting you underwater.
No, I'm just putting you underwater.
Like you will actually drown.
They also had agriculture back then, 11,000 years ago, because of the bones that they found there.
Goddamn,
This
humans.
is 6,000 years before the invention of writing, supposedly.
But see, that's what I'm saying. So our humans are so advanced for how fucking slow we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
11,000 years ago, we had a bunch of dope mega shit.
Yeah.
But also, niggas didn't have computers. What the fuck is wrong with your ass?
Yeah.
But computers are a hard problem in the universe. Yeah. Like, I really don't even understand it, even though I fucking know how to program.
Yep.
Like, you can... This is what I mean. Once again, it gets back to the idea of if I had a perfect white tablet of like cool ultra shit, whatever it is, just accept it has thought experiment style shit. Like in the same way that I can make my computer display shit, I could write on such a tablet, right? And it would like change anything it's touching according to those rules.
Yeah.
Right. But if I knew what those rules are, I'd just have that fucking tablet. But that's like what the Philosopher's Stone was getting to, and with making things like computers and all the like transmutation is possible. Like we've done it. We've shot. I mean, you can turn lead into gold, people. It's not like anybody that's telling you you can't is
It's
wrong.
Like you just don't have enough money.
Yeah, you just yeah.
It's not worth the money to turn the lead
That's
into
the gold. Exactly. It's not worth the money to turn the lead into gold. Transmutation's possible. It won't make you rich.
It's just not an efficient process.
Yeah, it's not efficient. Exactly. You fire a whole bunch of fucking lead atoms. You fire a bunch of free electrons and shit. Like you get a particle accelerator and you shoot a bunch of energy at lead, and then gold pieces will fly off at a very less than how much energy you put in rate worth of money.
Yeah.
Like
just like you think heat is inefficient. Try turning lead to gold, nigga.
yeah, you either bombard it with a shitload of heat. You bombard it with a bunch of inefficiency.
And eventually, it trickle out just like, oh, cool, we just made like 3 cents.
Not even. These niggas be making even like they make it's over the entire like if we had a sheet the size of this room, we'd make like a micron.
Yeah.
Of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the tiniest amount that's it's measurable.
How much did that cost? I don't know, like $110 million.
Yeah, it costs as much to fucking make the particle accelerator and acquire all the useless lead.
Yeah.
But it does tell us that lead has very useful radiation absorbing properties.
Yeah.
Now, if you had something that was like if you had a nuclear reactor, right, that was like throwing off mega like
this like goes back to the whole thing I was talking about World War II and how it was like when the world was like, that was the last time the world was allowed to be savage, you know?
Yeah.
It's like we spend all this money in research. So it's like, how do we research it now? We just we throw a bunch of money at something because like now our savageries are green.
Yeah.
It's like back then it was like Japanese people taking their prisoners and just like dumping them in like vats of oil.
Right.
And like it would accelerate the learning process. There was nothing remotely humane about it.
No.
You know? And now it's just like, all right, we have to be
With
sophisticated with our savagery.
Yeah.
So now just like, all right, like this guy's starving, but we're gonna spend like $105 billion to figure out that we can turn like this much lead into like this much less gold.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just crazy, you know. Like that's why like we're still learning things. It's just like our process. We're constrained by rules of society.
Exactly. I was gonna say, but our proof of transmutation had been proved a long time ago, just from the half-life of things, like the half-life of uranium.
Yeah.
Just like from one thing, literally, a half-life is literally the description of one thing turning into half of it becoming another thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is no longer technically. It's you say half-life, it would just be like if I had some uranium that had met its half-life.
Yeah.
Half of it would be iron that's hella irradiated.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
And then the other half would be pure uranium.
Yeah.
But that would also still just be ticking down.
Yep. And it's just like, and it's constantly becoming not uranium.
Constantly becoming not uranium.
Yeah.
But that kind of does tell us there is a middle point kind of level balance to the universe, right?
Yeah.
That it's getting to some balance. Where there are high energy configurations that are not maintainable in their natural state even.
Yeah. There's no. Yeah.
So if we want to go to the fringe theories on how Göbekli Tepe is,
Okay.
and the actual
I love
mathematical research,
because
of its orientation is counterclockwise, not clockwise, in different rotations in the Earth poles, etc. They say 12,000 years old is actually not true, but it's closer to 350,000 to 375,000.
How old is humanity according to our evolutionary charts?
Eve, according to DNA, was about 1 million years ago.
Okay.
But,
So we have a million. But I'm saying we have a million years of hominid activity.
But we have 100,000 years ago that's accepted as an age for Homo sapiens.
But hominid activity, though.
But a hominid activity over 1 million.
Because we're sapiens. Don't forget
Right.
that. There is a
Yeah.
Homo sapiens other genus
Right.
classification type bullshit. We're Homo sapiens.
But if this is
That's
accurate,
redundant as fuck.
that would mean this is pre-Homo sapiens sapiens.
Yes.
Or Homo sapiens sapiens is older than currently allowed scientifically.
Sure.
One of
But
those two.
do you have to be smart to have a good 3D orientation stacking mechanism?
Well, and also Homo sapiens sapiens isn't exclusively smart. In fact, like even Neanderthal had technically a bigger brain cavity.
But when I say because I'm getting to the thumb.
Yeah.
The thumb as being
nigga technology.
Yeah, the crucial come up that really begins to change our brain, I feel, is one, we started standing.
Yeah.
So we get to look at things as I get to use these other things. I get to use these forelimbs, which previously I needed to like get around.
Yeah.
I have a whole space in my brain of interaction that was just previously not there.
Yeah.
Like technology
It was just
exists.
dead weight.
Yeah.
And now you're free to like use it.
Okay, so the oldest Homo sapien remains that are currently accepted are 195,000 to 200,000. So this would predate that by 150,000 years.
So they're saying it would be a hominid culture that is older than Homo sapiens.
Or Homo sapiens are older than currently.
Or Homo sapiens are older than current. Okay.
Yeah.
See, now this is good science work, boys. This, I appreciate this. Niggas need to understand this. Like how we're not being woo on. We're not just saying, oh, it's amazing, like because fucking aliens or some shit. It's like. First,
no, there's just there are debates about this shit.
Yeah, because I mean, Ardipithecus is 6 million years old.
Did Ardipithecus have thumbs?
Hominids.
Okay, it's hominids. Okay, so the nigga had thumbs.
Yeah.
That right there, you said 6 million?
6 million.
That's hella.
So
6 million years with
gap.
thumbs?
There's a huge gap.
6 million years with thumbs?
Yeah.
You know what you could do for 6 million? with thumbs, nigga, you could be woo. But that's where I get to. Do they need to be aliens from beyond the stars?
Yeah, so
Or
they
can they
do
just
say
be
they have thumbs.
alien in the same way that dogs are alien to us?
So Auroran has thumbs 6 million years ago. So, I mean, if you think about 6 million, it's such a big number that our brains don't comprehend it.
Yeah.
But do the math between what's 6 million divided by 150,000.
A lot.
You know,
That's two 15 multiples.
Yeah, exactly. 6 million
Four.
by
40.
150,000 is the same as 600,000 divided by 15. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at the difference of 40,000 times the amount of time older.
Yeah.
So think about that. 40 million or 40,000 times older.
Yeah.
And so 40,000 times the gap there is how long hominids with thumbs have been hanging out.
Yeah.
And yet, how much evidence do we
fucking
really
around.
like believe in scientifically?
Niggas with
gonna
thumbs
come?
been around for 40,000 multiples of our
What we
Homo
expect.
sapiens.
Yeah.
That's why that's why our time charts be off, nigga.
Yep.
That explains it right there.
Yep.
Niggas just not doing the science right. We think humans, because
all be all. You know?
right, but we think of humans, the Homo sapiens, right, as being the first humans.
Yeah.
Nigga, I count the first humans as niggas with thumbs.
Yeah.
That was 6 million years ago. All of a sudden, the timelines are perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's not even a lot you had to debate as far as if it was, you don't need aliens anymore. You just need a lot of niggas with a plan and thumbs.
Yeah, we just need a lot of niggas that are just trying to like just figure some shit out. It's just all learning, you know.
But that means that we also, because when you stand up and start having thumbs, I feel like, because you can have language without having a written form.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can't hold a pencil without thumbs,
Facts.
right? And so yeah.
Yeah, it's just like sign language exists.
Yeah.
You know.
I imagine niggas was doing hella sign language.
Even just pointing and grunting.
Yeah.
You know?
That counts.
Yeah, that shit counts.
That counts. We're putting that in the counts category. Putting points up there on the board.
But also, writing's not a precursor for language. It's the other way around. And like originally, writing is also like writing's like an elitist.
Yeah, I was
thing
about to say,
at the
writing's
beginning
like
of
aristocratic.
humans. Yeah, that's aristocratic shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, oral traditions, even to this day, living in New Mexico, like oral traditions with indigenous cultures survive.
Isn't that like a Jewish thing though? Jewish people have like there were like certain Jews who like their job is to literally like memorize like
Yes.
the teachings and you just like recite that
They're-
shit verbally.
Well, that's like
They're like
that's like
books,
one
yeah.
of the rituals.
There are people that are like books back in the day.
Yeah, that's one of the rituals that we got invited to when I lived there. Actually, was like, you know, like at the beginning of the year, there's a recounting while people are like doing things like weaving and stuff like that, and the weaving is significant
And-
because it counts the
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
story, and
stories,
the
yeah.
person retells the stories of creation and stuff during, like, these aren't like small stories that are memorized. These
Yeah.
are like stories that go on for like 6 days straight.
Yeah.
where people are recounting these stories from beginning to
Yeah.
end,
Yeah.
and those old traditions still exist. They're just not recognized by most people because it's a different mode of thinking than most of us are used to because we've all been programmed to read or write from the beginning.
But now stories like Prometheus don't sound as far-fetched. There's a nigga 6 million years ago with thumbs who went fire after seeing lightning hit that shit.
Yeah.
And then they kept it going.
Yeah.
Just like, and I'm saying, but that's also the story of language too. Like he was talking about on his raps, where there was that same connection at the same time. It's like we had to explain how to keep the fire going.
Yeah. Because once you see
You
it for the
can't-
first time, it's terrifying, and then like somebody takes like the caribou they killed and they roast that bitch, and they're like, "This shit's delicious." You're like, "This is so much better." Like the mind blowing thing is just like if you like break shit down, like think about like somebody who has so little and like how much certain things motivate you. Like the first time you have sex, you're just like, "Oh, that's great. Like I'm gonna get me some bitches." When you like, if you have no food, or your food sucks and you eat something delicious for the first time and you're like, I want to eat more delicious food, I'm gonna figure this out. Like you have no concept of technology, you just for the first time your gruel tastes like steak, I just ate a steak for the first time and I'm going to like bring this steak back to my village or whatever my tribe is, and it was like we're gonna be the only motherfuckers out here who have steak. We're gonna figure this shit out.
I think it's really interesting to think about how writing can like change collective memory and individual memory too, because like if you
Oh,
have
memory's
like
so
these
fucked.
oral traditions and you have to rely on recounting stories, and your life is oriented more visually because you're a hunter-gatherer and you need to be more perceptive than internal.
Yeah.
Like, your memory base is
Your
going to
brain
be
is working
widely
overtime.
different. It's
Yeah.
working in a completely
And
different way than we've trained
expand.
ourselves.
It's going to be super powerful.
Exactly.
Like, it's like one thing they say about like technology nowadays.
Yeah.
I know this because my math teacher, she had like kids or whatever. And one thing they're talking about the research is like one thing that's very harmful for like small infants is giving them like tablets and shit. You know, if like your small baby is playing on an iPhone, he's not like developing motor
Doesn't have to
functions.
remember anything.
And so like and that goes into a whole different debate. It's like, is it bad for him, or is it like it's just like different than how we were developing for? So now we're developing like new humans, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Like if we have kids who are like coming out of the womb like playing like fucking Candy Crush, you know, like they may not be able to do the same things that we could do as kids because like they're just like they never developed the skill set, but they get this whole new skill set and everything because their brain is just being reprogrammed in like a new way.
Right.
Yeah, no, you had definitely had me thinking of like the hunter-gatherers and pre-language humans had a much different perceptual awareness of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Where think about even the colors they saw. Even if we saw the same fucking colors,
That's like the
they-
non-existence of the color blue until recent history. You know about that, right? That's like a real thing. Like even when you read the Bible, they talk about the sky being crimson.
Yeah.
And like you can't see the color till you have the word to describe the
Right.
color.
It's also like in Argo, like when they're like there's the old FX show Argo, or Fargo I think it was called, where they're in Minnesota and like Billy Bob Thornton's like maybe killing people or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just like what do? He just like figure out why we can see the color green, more shades of green than anything else, and you'll know why. And it's because like we were predators, you know. And like when you're in the bush, you got to be able to differentiate different types of foliage, you know.
So human beings have only been seeing the color blue for about the last 6,000 years.
Yeah.
Based on history. Ancient cave paintings lack blue pigment. It's not in other cultures.
Holy
and
shit.
There's no words to describe it.
You want to go deep? This is like medium woo levels, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is deep. This is like a deep thought experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see the color blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 6,000 years. Changes everything we do.
Yep.
Now imagine, though, that we're walking around in a world where there's also forces that act on us we can't feel.
Of course.
Right? No, but like, then we become aware of those forces in the same way as like how we're aware of like couches and shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, just
deep.
widening the veil.
widening the veil. But I'm saying like
Filter.
imagine spirit type shit really did exist. But I mean spiritual
Yeah,
you know?
No. This is a valid thought experiment.
Mhm.
If a color can't exist, why can't a force not exist?
Yeah, why,
It's valid.
but it's still
woo-ish.
It's still woo-ish, exactly. That's why I
yeah.
said it's medium woo.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to describe it in the way of if we're third dimensional, let's say we are actually only limited because we are third dimensional beings.
Mhm.
But at some point in our like just say boom, right now, we are the first humans to come into contact with fourth. We know the fourth dimension exists, but like a reality, a real extension of the fifth dimension, where it's like all of a sudden, any fifth dimensional object you can actually like
We'll
bump
put it this
into.
way. It's like say like if it was like we'll talk about like forces where like magnetism. Or
Right,
whatever.
yeah,
like, you
that's
can
what
see
I'm
like
going.
magnetism, or even like dogs, right? Like animals can sense earthquakes. You
Sure.
know, maybe that's like a force that they like are exposed to that we're not. Like they're just like so in tune with everything that we just like miss out on that.
I feel this like kind of overlaps, and this is kind of weird, and you know you can argue woo-woo here too, but there's like a lot of overlap with like alien abduction and alien abduction stories and cancer. And here's the thing, like if you think about what cancer is inside of your body, like cancer is a foreign substance that's not supposed to be there, that's taken over your cells. Like, wouldn't it naturally make sense that psychologically a reaction you might have would be to create a scene that exists like for your memory that also like encompasses that idea in almost an allegorical way, where you're like, man,
Sure.
I was abducted by these aliens, now I have cancer or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like,
See?
where's the overlap, and which part of that is real and not real, and what is real?
That's pretty
You know?
perfect though, because you just remind me of when I was at TZ, and I'm pretty sure it's like the moment I got not sick, but the moment I would say a blood vessel, or not a blood vessel, but like a single blood cell burst, right? I felt this like blood drop, doop, anime style. Niggas zoom in on the eyes,
Mhm.
and it's a rush of like fucking black and red, and it's.
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt like I was about to pass out, but also not at all.
Yeah.
You know, it was like
Yeah.
it was like the sunken place in fucking whatchamacallit
Yeah.
in that show,
Yeah.
in that movie,
Mhm.
combined with like acceleration and then just being like, I'll jump kick a nigga right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is like the worst feeling. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Whenever you just feel something happen to you. And
Yeah.
Just, just like the whole universe is like, you're just there, right?
Right.
And then it's just like, and you're like, oh fuck, like what is this? What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this. I don't want
Yeah.
this. And you're like, all right, everything's fine. And then you're like, it's not fine. Something bad happened.
But I didn't even think about it as something bad happened. It was just a moment of like deep awareness.
Yeah.
Right? Where I was just like, whoosh. And I was like, damn, I almost just passed out, but I didn't at all.
Mhm.
Like everything rocked, but nothing rocked it. And like,
Yeah.
I know exactly what's going on.
Mhm.
Oh shit! It could have been a massive blood pressure change from that one little. Because I even saw like
Mhm.
a red circle just be like,
Yeah.
you know, like explode.
Mhm.
And so I'm saying, our bodies, if you're in tune with it,
Yeah.
and I meditate every day. If you're in tune with your body, it can give you signals about yourself in the many different sensory ways we have.
I mean, in the realist form, that's all your body does. Like, you don't perceive the world without it. Like,
Yeah.
the body is your perception of the world. It is the thing that allows you to have, like, an interface to have an experience called reality.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like-
other than that,
Think
you
of it
just
as like
pure
you're
existing
like us as
consciousness.
people. It's just like some little fucking dork in like your mind. He's just sitting
Yeah.
at a computer desk,
Yeah.
and just
Like it's like, who am I? Just like, well, like all my body, this is just like the gelatinous ooze that interacts with the world, but me, I'm
Mhm.
just like the little dude in this box in my head.
Exactly. Yeah. No, for me, it's a piece of armor sitting on a throne,
Mhm.
surrounded by darkness and a raised dais,
Mhm.
and just being like, I can summon. I summon my projections of potential outcomes. I don't know if I told you guys all
Yeah.
about the function, but the lines of
Yeah.
that are possible and things
Yeah.
that could happen.
Oh no, my dude, I'm just like I'm Rapunzel on a glass tower. I'm just looking out of
It's
the world.
romance anime.
I'm just like observing the world, and I'm just forced to interact with it. I'm just like, oh, like I'll just like watch people do stuff. I'm just like observing interactions, and like it's like I'm drawn into it now.
Yeah. No.
I
See,
guess
I have a fortress made of expanding trees.
I wish.
Yeah, it's an internal thing. It's weird how I work on it,
Mm.
but also I don't construct it willfully necessarily. As far
Mhm.
as like choosing what goes here and there, it's like
Mhm.
these are like the jungles of my subconscious, and like there's a ring at the center of. It's funny how at the center of my subconscious is myself, and I can oversee all the way out to the trees.
Yeah.
And then there's like the trees are like my conscious layer.
Yeah.
And then there's beyond that is other people.
Yeah.
Right. It's like
Exactly.
so
It's
it's
also
weird.
interesting that both of us, it's just like it's like us like in the middle of something surrounded
Yeah.
by other stuff, and then there's more stuff.
And then there's more
You
stuff,
know?
yeah. But like the specifics on any one thing, I can walk through and go through the halls of like my territory.
Mhm.
But what exactly it means, I mean, some of it I know what it means. I'm like fuck that one bitch, fuck that nigga, fuck him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no, I got a tower. No, I'm saying I had this whole fucking. This is, I mean, it gets dark,
But-
but like, of like my enemies were like,
Yeah.
I chained them to my will, and they
Yeah.
built a tower of their fucking ignorance, and it fucking spirals up.
But this also goes to like that thing you were talking about, like in personal conversations we've had, where it's like we all see it that way and we call ourselves at the center of it, but it's like the center can't be the center of something that's not ending. So it's like
Right.
also a thing that we create. Even the idea of being at the center is like an idea that we have for ourselves.
no, yeah,
because
we have to
it's
anchor
so
ourselves.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's so fathomless. Like you get just lost in infinity. So
Yeah.
there has to be a place where you're able to like have an origin for that infinity. Otherwise, it just drives you crazy.
Oh, yeah,
is-
no.
This is why kids who think about shit like this become suicidal. Like Alexander Hayne, he was talking about. He had me and him same thing. Just like had like an existential crisis at the age of like 7, where you just like think too much about reality and the universe and like death and like the inevitable cycle of things and how like you can't like everything's so inexorable. And like I remember every morning like I got stuck.
Great word.
That was great. You see
Yeah.
the next room.
Oh, yeah, that was great. No,
I was so stuck in what did they say in Westworld? Like I was caught in a loop, like
Yeah.
where you just do like your whole daily activity and everything. And every morning I would have Pop-Tarts, right?
Mhm.
And I would get my 2 Pop-Tarts and I would sit them in the thing, and like I remember I would break them in half, and I'd be like, all right, like I used to make like some design, like fortress where I could eat one. And I would be caught up with the idea of like, number one, I remember like being in school and they're like, 2 objects can't be the exact same. Like everything is unique, whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like, the same Pop-Tart, but if I move it, it's a different thing. You
Yeah.
know? Like it's just like all of its atoms have just transferred to this area, and because of everything they're touching, it makes it a completely different thing. And I would do this every single morning, and it was driving me crazy. And I just couldn't I was like, no, I can't stop. And then I'd be like, I'm like, this is the present right now. I have 2 whole Pop-Tarts. And then I would eat half of it. And I'm just like, the present, that's the past now. And like in the future, there's going to be no Pop-Tarts. But here I am, anchored right now in the present, where I just have my Pop-Tart in half. And it's like, this isn't going to last. Like, it's all ephemeral. Nothing means anything. Eventually it's going to go. And then breakfast is over. And my universe collapses. It's just so, like, trippy. I was, like, 7. And, like, for, like, 2
The
weeks,
universal
like,
breakfast collapse.
this
man.
is all I would think about.
I'm not-
And I was like, yeah, I'm so like amazed that I didn't lose my mind, because like if I told I've talked to my sister about a lot of shit that like would drive me crazy as a kid or whatever, or not even crazy, but shit I would like dwell on.
Mhm.
And this is one thing I never told anything about, but like I said, this happened, 23 years ago, and I still think about it, and like these stupid fucking Pop-Tarts, and how like you can't control anything. Like everything is so out of control, and you can't stop it.
Look, man,
Nothing.
when you know what really puts that in perspective?
Hmm.
Being thrown in 4-point restraints, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you're like, oh, these niggas is crazy. Y'all niggas, no, I'm too smart for you.
Mhm.
Every if you run back any of those if you ran back the transcripts on what I say to people
Mhm.
when they're like, put me on that 5150 shit.
Yeah.
Really, it's me being like, you don't understand me.
Mhm.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Now you made it a bigger misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, I'm smarter than you. And then I'm like, oh, you're gonna put me away anyway? Fuck it. I'm a fucking super genius. Fuck you. You're retarded. And then people just get mad about that.
Yeah.
But I already know where it's going anyway. So
Yeah.
like, fuck it. Like, if I'm gonna spend 8 hours in a 4-point restraint, nigga, I'm gonna earn that bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like that's like the blackest shit too. Just like it's like if you're gonna take me somewhere, I'm gonna earn every single cent.
Every
like,
single-
I am going to. This
Nigga.
is not on site.
On site though, no, nigga. Cops run up on me 15 deep, nigga. I'm so holding back trying to fuck because these niggas know I know martial arts and I've been trained by a SEAL, nigga. Like
Yeah.
when guns is about to be gunplay, nigga, we don't play.
Yeah.
Nigga, cops out here playing with guns, nigga.
Yeah.
They're playing with guns, running up on black people about some bullshit.
On some bullshit. Anyway.
Anyway,
Brandishing. Everybody thinks
Brandishing?
they're fucking Maverick.
niggas walk up on me with guns out and I'm supposed to be calm.
Yeah.
So I hold back.
Yeah.
I hold back. I
Yeah.
break my own fucking silver chain. That shit was nice, nigga. Just standing there, just trying to fucking contain my shit.
Yeah.
My only option, they're like, can we put cuffs on you? I'm like, the fuck do you mean, nigga? I'm standing outside my own goddamn house not doing shit.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah.
These niggas, and then they got, this last time, I'm never going back, though, because they got these new restraints.
Yeah.
I've been through fucking, what was that, the 3rd or 4th version of them?
Mhm.
Versions 1 and 2 and, like, 3. Got out the bitches.
Yeah.
Like, them shits is weak. But these new ones, they got clicks and clacks, nigga. I don't fuck with that.
This is like the biggest setup. I was arrested when I was in the military once, and like they had me just sitting in a room, and I don't know if the cops knew this. I was in like everybody, all the flies, we all went through survival school. I don't pick handcuffs. They have me sitting in a room, left me by myself for like 15 minutes. There were just like paper clips all over the ground, and I'm like, this is a setup. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I could, like, just undo these bitches and just, like, walk off the base and kind of, like, these motherfuckers set me up. This is so fucked up. This
Yeah.
is so fucked up. I just sat there so mad. I'm just trying to tempt me. And then, like, I'm going to break these cuffs. I'm going to walk out. Maybe alarm trigger. Maybe I get away, but maybe I don't. And maybe some nigga's going to try to tackle me. And then if they try to tackle me, I'm going to react, and then my life's going to be fucked up. And I just got to sit here and stare at you putting the object that allows me to just waltz out this bitch just scattered everywhere. Like, why are there paper clips on the floor in the holding cell?
Yep.
They shouldn't be there. There's no reason for them to be there.
That's
but
just
they're
like an
trying
RPG that sets you up to learn at the beginning of the game.
No, but
Yeah.
see, that's what for me. That's what it was like, though. I was like, the issue with most 4-point restraints is they're made for smaller people.
Mhm.
And so I was able to just be like, make a couple of like
Yeah.
awkward maneuvers and then
Mhm.
get out.
Yeah.
But they got these new ones. They put that shit by your side and they're fucking anchored to the bed and shit.
Yeah.
And they got these clicks and clacks and you can't even fucking maneuver. It's fucking crazy, nigga. And I was like, well, I'm not playing this game anymore.
Yeah.
Nope. I used
Like
to have
niggas,
to-
you know how you could die in those bitches.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can.
They should be so outlawed. I'm so against that shit.
There's so
Especially
much-
after experiencing it. I'm
Yeah.
like, y'all think we should. First of all, you think you should have cops who are racist as fucking want to kill people? They think, and every time they think I'm a drug kingpin, they get me when I'm dressed nice, not when I'm fucking. But I don't have a criminal record, so
Yeah.
eat that, nigga. I'd rather take the fucking 5150 and not own a gun for 5 years.
Yeah.
But I didn't even do no contest on that. You just have to choose no contest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna no contest that. The niggas had no right to do any of the shit they did.
Mhm.
And this was before Black Lives Matter, so niggas wasn't really believing me. I was like, they're like, why are you in here? I'm like, nigga, the cops were trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I'm like, ha, I'm okay.
Man, ugh.
You're crazy. As a black man, you're crazy when you say the cops are trying to kill you.
Yeah. I'm just been like,
Oh my-
have you met LAPD?
Have you met?
Yeah.
Have you just been black and just been out walking? I tell people all the time, man. I'm walking home from Mega City 1, cop just sitting there like just pulling his, like side street. All he says to me, "Are you on parole?"
The fuck?
I'm walking, he's just like, "Are you on
Fuck.
parole, sir?" And I'm just
Is
like,
that entrapment, bitch?
and I'm like, nigga, no. And then, like, he just said something. I just like walked up to him. I'm just like, just scan my ID. Like, I'm not gonna talk to you. Just like scan my shit. Leave me go to the phone. He tried to interrogate me, and I'm just like, I have interrogation. Like, no, just run this bitch. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, just fuck off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but they get the one reason why I always get taken in is because one, they can't when they respond the way they do, they can't not take somebody in.
Yeah.
Right? You bring a riot squad for a nigga,
Mhm.
but the reason why they don't talk about my shit and it doesn't get mentioned is because they run my shit and they find out my last name and they go, fuck.
Yeah.
Because there actually has, low key, been a plot to fucking scoop up black men off the streets and have them end up like Sandra Bland in mental institutions, nigga. The reason why it doesn't happen to me, I'm still fucking alive, is because of my last name, nigga. And I've experienced that shit, and I know there's people dying in there, nigga.
Yeah,
That's what they don't want you to hear. There's
Yeah.
niggas dying in mental institutions, nigga.
There was something like 19 people have died in like the Mississippi this month, just in jail.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You know, they just like lock people up, and like people are not convicted of anything.
Not
but, you know,
convicted of shit.
But you know they can't afford bail,
Yep.
and they just like the fucking county clerks and the judges and everything. They just wait, just like, oh, there's a backlog of all these other people we arrested, so you just have to wait in line until we like give you a court date or whatever, or some shit, and you're just sitting there stuck.
Yeah.
And all the fucking guards and everything just treat you like you're a criminal, despite you haven't been convicted of anything.
They treat you like a convict.
They treat you like a
But
convict.
worse.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, you don't deserve no food,
Yeah,
nigga.
no, you don't get rights because
Yeah.
you're human garbage. They think
Yeah.
once you're in jail, they think you're human garbage and you are guilty of everything.
Everything.
I remember I worked at a residential treatment center in Oregon, so this was for underage youth.
Mhm.
And I remember like Portland, Oregon's like 71 to 76% white.
Mhm.
Like the black population there is under 10%.
Yeah.
And the black population in the residential treatment center
Mhm.
was quite a bit higher than
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
Like not even fucking close. And in two of the satellite places in the same place where I work, people died in their care.
Yeah.
And like even that one dude, who I won't mention his name, who like is now he's now at least under arrest for murdering somebody.
Jesus.
He almost killed himself there too. He jumped
Yeah.
off the rafters, and he was not a white person.
Yeah.
And like this shit is like, it's calculated. You know, if they're not gonna get you with the school to prison pipeline, like they're gonna put you in a mental place.
Right.
They're gonna get you on some
And
bullshit.
check, but one thing you just remind me of is like, one thing that has helped for me in particular is being samurai, and the Halaku already says like the way that you are committed to shit, niggas are gonna call you crazy anyway. But
Mhm.
I'm like, nigga, thought crimes don't exist in America, but the police enforce 5150,
Yep.
not mental health motherfuckers, and
Yep.
they're crazy because these niggas brandish weaponry like they want to die.
It's crazy. Me and Dad talk about cops all the time. 'Cause my dad, he was military. He
Yeah.
was security forces. Like he was basically essentially an Air Force cop and everything.
Mhm.
And he was like, yeah, he was like trained me in all the weapons, did this, that, whatever. And he was like, security, but we're also training, you know, like to deploy and like shoot people. That was our job. This is what we're supposed to do. He was like, cops, you're not supposed to shoot fucking anybody. You shoot people who shoot at you. You
Yeah.
know? Like.
But that's because you're a citizen of the United States,
Exactly.
not because you're a police officer.
Exactly.
You have a gun because it's your right as an American under a militia known as the police department.
Yeah. It's just like we have Sergeant Hustle Martin. Like I wish the cops were like military cops, because he was a security forces officer when I was in Air Force, and he was just like, we were just like asking about his weapon and things. Like, never pull it on people, because like if I pull my gun, I have to shoot. And if I don't shoot, like, he's like, because it's military, like, you have to record, document everything. He's like, if I don't shoot, I get fucked. So we do everything we can to de-escalate the situation, because, like, if I put my gun and I do not shoot somebody, I'm getting fucked for brandishing my weapon. Which seems so proper and logical, because, like, why are you just gonna wave around this fucking explosive object of just murderous death? You know?
Yes.
But cops, this first thing do, just like, I feared for my life. Just like,
But I can't fear for my life when they pull guns on me.
Then why do you, as a coward, volunteer to do this? That's why I ever said, like, people ask me, it's like,
coward. Yeah.
What is the thing that I hate most, like the trait I hate most in people? Cowardice. Like, cowardice is the cause of like it's like people say it's fear. It's like, no, it's cowardice. Like, people, you're allowed to be afraid. It's when you're a coward and you act like poorly based on the fear that bad shit happens, you know? And cops are all just fucking cowards. They're all just fucking cowards. Just like, how are you afraid of me? You're the one who has all the power. Like, people have to listen to you because you just are an egomaniac and go on your power.
Yeah.
Stop.
I have to listen to you because of that piece at your hip. Now, if I was standing around with one, you wouldn't even draw yours.
You would not draw
You wouldn't
yours.
even draw yours.
That shit would not happen. Let's take away all the weaponry, and you just talk to me like a man, and just like, and see, you talk to me however you want to talk to me. You know, there was like the video what me and Joe watched. It was just like the white dude who got knocked out, and Shaman said he's like, man, this is America. You're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want to say. Just, you know, accept the consequence of your action. I'm just like, let a cop not have a gun and just want to talk to me any type of crazy way. Just talk to me in a crazy way, and then there will be consequences.
I said something. I low key sunned a cop in fucking Starbucks. They were in line, right? I said something about their tie, and she said it was a clip on. I was like, clip on? He's like, yeah, so we don't get choked in the line to do it. I'm like, oh, I mean, that's cool or whatever, but you know, there's like these East Asian bodyguards that wear full suits and ties and still body bag, man. And she was like, now, you know, I'm sitting there wearing my ultra green ninja fucking like sweatpants and my shit, just looking like I'm.
It's like whenever you see like old military cats who are like mercenaries and shit. You have these mercenary companies. Just like, you know, this motherfucker is dangerous as shit. He was always suited and tied up, and just like, yeah, like I wear a suit and tie because I'm supposed to. And if you want to try to choke me, like, try. Like, just like what is it? What does Chaos say? Just like treat everybody with respect, have a plan to kill everybody.
Yep.
Just do that. Just like,
wasn't that Mad Dog Mattis too?
Yeah, no, that's it. It's Chaos.
Oh, General Chaos.
General Chaos, Mad Dog. Yeah. Mad Dog's name is Chaos's name for military. We call him Chaos.
I love it. I love it. I fucking love it. I love it. That's so perfect for a general's name. But like, also you look at this nigga and it's like, he is presentable.
Because that's what, you know.
He's a presentable killer,
even,
bro.
Even what's his name? Sheldon Minery. He was the magic like level 8 judge for the longest time. He's now like the head of the rules committee. He was the chief master sergeant in the Air Force. He worked like Department of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld, all that shit. And there was like some like Twitter conversation about something or whatever, and it was talking about authority and everything. And he was like, even though I've been out for years, like everybody still treats me with respect and everything, because just like, he was like, your rank doesn't give you the power. It's like you, the person, give power to the rank.
Yeah.
You know, just like, people don't respect me, I'm a chief. I'm a chief because people respect me, you know. And that shit, he's like, that shit doesn't go away, you know, like everywhere I go, you know, like people just know, like, I am the sheriff. I am the head honcho. I am the captain now. I will remain the captain unless you want to de-captainify me, and that's.
But see, in all that, once again, I'm bringing it back to that invisible force, right?
That is an invisible force. Authority is the most invisible force, but you feel that shit. You do feel like if the president walks in, doesn't matter who, could be Trump, could be Barack, like may not fuck with the nigga, but he comes up and you just feel that. You just feel that energy.
Nigga, you ever seen? You don't know how many times in my life I seen blacked out Black Hawk choppers with some ultra dope shit on it, nigga. And when you see that, nigga, fuck even how it sounds, nigga. You see it and you're like, oh, that's like some shit. You know?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's heavy shit. I don't know, there's just moments in your life where, I don't know, I guess I've been around a lot of epic shit.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate
U.S.
for that.
Marshals. You see, like, a U.S. Marshal, like, you're sitting there, like, you're like, oh, like, you're not just, like, a regular Federation cop. Like, you body niggas. That's
Perfect example.
Yeah.
I just remember from University of Arizona. We were driving around as one of the pre-Obama, it was like before Obama visit or some shit like that. Bro, you know those fucking special hitters, nigga, with the sunglasses and the fucking car, the black fucking black t-shirts and the tan pants, the niggas that look like I'm a casual nigga, but I'll kill you.
Yeah.
They're like just standing around doing the.
When you see one of these motherfuckers and you know who they are, and you're sitting there, you're just like walking around. There's like some dude trying to look regular, and like people weren't paying attention. They think he's regular. You're like, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing here? Like, I do not feel safe. You scare me.
You scare me.
You are terrifying. I do not like it.
But we seen two of them together by the back of a thing. And we was, I was like, I was driving my Explorer. I was like, hey, fuck everybody else. That's the pre-town ultra hitter niggas right there. They're casing the whole shits.
Yeah, you like, these people, like, for people who know what they're looking for, I'm just like, there's no way you can blend in. Like, you just can't do it. You just look too much. You're just so ready. Like, at all time. Just like, how's a motherfucker just standing still, looking at everywhere at once, and just like, you can just feel like, just like the intent to move.
Yeah, this nigga looks like action.
You're just standing still, and you just look like action.
Look,
just like,
they were casually leaning on a car.
Mm-hmm.
They were casually, not even talking to each other, casually leaning on the car and looking around.
Yeah.
It still looked like they had a map on the car and they were making battle plans.
Yeah. That's just pure presence. Pure presence, you know.
Like, goddamn.
Don't make a sudden move around a motherfucker.
Oh, hell
like
no.
that.
Hell no.
They're like, oh, excuse me, sir, and you're just like, ah.
But still come at you real nice.
I'll excuse myself.
Yeah.
Excuse myself. I don't want that.
But I love seeing people like that though. It's just a certain sort of like, damn, like.
You really are that dude.
You that like those niggas exist.
You're just like, you are real as shit. You know, like these motherfuckers thought I was crazy. I'm like,
all of them are bald.
Yeah.
All of them are bald.
Yeah. All or they have like the crew cut.
You know, like the Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when you know they're new, because they're just like, bro, like you look too much like the thing.
Yeah.
Like shave the head or something.
No, like because the ones I saw, it was a black guy and a white guy. Both of them looked like a fucking spitting image of each other. Fucking bald, fucking like yoked, perfectly like perfect. Always have perfect posture.
Yeah.
Always have perfect posture.
Yeah.
Look like they're ready to be a shooting platform at at any time. They're just not ever not.
Yeah.
Like they're like, and also knives could come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you in Arizona.
They don't even have knives, but they didn't have their guns on their shit.
Of course not.
They didn't have their fucking knife.
Casual.
Yeah, they're casual, but they got the cargo pants.
Yeah,
they got the cargo pants.
You're like, I am the weapon. I am the weapon.
Those type of niggas, yeah. Where it's like you don't even know they're there.
Yeah.
Cause I know that them niggas roll with a sniper in the crew, and he's somewhere.
Yeah.
He is just somewhere.
You got the sniper, you got the medic, you know, you got your comm guy, and you got your all-purpose motherfucker. That is your team, you know.
But
like,
they're all able to kill like a motherfucker.
And the captain the captain is better at everybody at everything.
Yeah.
You know, he's like number 2 at everything. You know, like
at the very least,
he's the best at something. Number 2 at everything else. He was like, I will be the sniper. I will be the medic. I will do the comms. I can do everything. You know.
Yep.